surprised at all.
All right, we're talking Star Wars. This is a new episode. This is a continuation. We're just jumping right into it because this is hot. And I just brought up something. Mace Windu. If we're going to play the game of keeping Ahsoka alive just because we like her and he created a character, because she's like the only character not created by George Lucas, right? Favreau created her. So
I think there's more characters though, right? I don't think she's the only one.
no.
I think there's more.
Well, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So then, give me my Mace Windu.
Well, nobody said Mace Windu died. We just saw her fall. Doesn't necessarily mean he died.
He died.
Thank
You
you.
gotta be the one, Corey. You gotta be the one. Nobody said he died. There was no mention of Mace Windu after that.
Well, that's the thing because
He died. Got hit.
this is where Ahsoka really needs to die, and a lot of them need to because Yoda was like, and there's another. There is another. Remember, it was supposed to be we killed all the Jedis in the galaxy. Da 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 da. Oh, but there's another, which was supposed to be Luke's sister. So to now, it's like all these random characters still. It kind of defeats the purpose. Luke is supposed to be scouring the universe because it's so hard to find Jedi. It can't be sprinkles of them everywhere because then now you kill the original movies.
Can we just somehow bring back Jar Jar Binks and officially name him a Jedi Master because he was a Jedi Master at the end of the day.
You're changing the subject, and no, you need to answer what I'm talking
Yes.
about.
No,
There's
I'm bringing back
something wrong
Jar Jar.
here. There's something wrong with this. They're not following the script.
They are following the script, and they just need to bring back Jar Jar Binks. I was answering your question with my question.
Okay.
Bring him back.
I mean, everyone else that's actually paying attention. I mean, what do you got? I mean, am I wrong on that? Like, they specifically said there are no Jedi left except for you. And then Yoda told Luke there's one more. So that means Ahsoka, if they stay to that, a lot of them are going to have to die.
No, because this is after that.
Yeah, it's like
This is after that.
by this point,
Yeah, but
it's already
she's
done.
already grown.
Like
and-
Yoda's already dead, and it's still alive. And
Right.
I don't think they can go back and change that. So they just have to live with that one.
and just pretend it didn't happen. So Yoda's now a liar now.
Well,
Yeah,
we
this
can
ain't
say,
Yoda was senile. He was senile in his old age.
or he was telling Luke a lie to cover up something.
He
Or-
could
Unless
be
by-
senile. He was like 900 and something years old. So I mean,
But I'm looking at it in a way where, okay, there's one more, and okay, kill yourself, but
Dayveonne, think about what you're saying before you say it. Please.
no, I'm thinking about it.
No,
I'm
no, but
like,
think
yo,
before you. No, but think first.
I'm just not because it's
Wow.
whatever. But I'm just saying, like, but I'm just saying, like, okay, unless he was lying to people about the one more.
I don't think
Yoda
he was-
was not senile. We just made it like he's lying, son.
I'm just saying, there was one more, and they created more Jedi after that.
But Ahsoka's too old to be the one more. Remember, Ahsoka's teacher was Anakin.
See, and
that
but
was
that's
whole, so.
Right. So, but again, that goes back to your question: how far after Return of the Jedi are we? We don't really know. We know we're in some space afterwards. Logic.
Well, remember, he went to Jabba's place and he went to Yoda after, and then Yoda died. So technically, all of this could take place in between Yoda's death and Jabba's palace. Technically,
No, because Luke's on his journey.
bruh. Think
Luke was
about it.
on his journey at that time.
Yes, but he went back to Yoda after Jabba.
Right. because Yoda's still alive.
So there's time in between. So all of this technically could be days in between. I
No,
mean, it's
because
an interesting thing. What happened?
we learned from Boba Fett that Yoda's already dead.
Boba Fett said Yoda was dead?
No, Luke said that in Boba Fett.
Yeah, because he gave the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because he had the lightsaber, right?
Well,
Yeah.
he said it belonged to him. He didn't say he was dead.
Yes, he did.
Uh-huh.
There's a loophole.
You want to talk about me, right?
Use the word he's dead.
I believe he said he's dead.
Watch it again.
No. Okay, here we go.
Fade to green screen. Got him. Look at Corey's mad. He's like, damn it, he really technically didn't say that.
Nope, I'm going back and watching that episode right after
watch it again and text me after you watch it. He said this belonged to. He didn't say, yo, he ghosted and turned into the, Jedi ghost.
So what Jedi Master would give his lightsaber on rent? Like, you just take it.
How do you know you don't have 12 of them?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I find that hilarious. Hey, man, my master's on his way out, so here's his lightsaber. You can just have it. He's going to die.
He could have more than one. And also, remember, Yoda wasn't fighting anymore. He was retired. So he could have been like, yo, there's another one like me, my little cousin Huey. We call him Goo. Now they're gonna, when we go to the barbecues, they used to call him Baby Yoda, but his real name is. So you need to give him one of these, because I ain't using it on my old. I'm retired.
I just remember what he said. I just remember what he said in the show to Grogu. He said, "You remind me of my master," because he used to speak in riddles, and he also said this was his lightsaber. And somewhere in between there, he did say that Yoda was dead. I do remember that.
Okay, watch it again, bro. Watch it again.
I'm going to record it and send it to you.
You know Corey going to. You know that's going to happen.
Look at his face.
Stop hating.
I use the Jedi disintegrate like
Yes, we're live with this
what's
crazy
interesting too, right? Just because Luke disintegrated doesn't mean that he ain't got the Force so much that he can't bring his particles back together. That was a dumb death.
But technically, they all can.
No one's ever done it. But if anyone has to do it, it
Nope.
has to be Luke because the whole series is Luke. I
Right,
don't care about
but-
no Jar Jar Binks. I don't care about no Darth Maul. It's Luke. It's Luke's journey. And that's where they messed up with 7, 8, 9. Because it was Luke's journey.
Didn't Obi-Wan say that to Anakin?
What?
I think it was episode 2 or something. Oh no, Snook said it to Anakin when he was trying to get him to go to the dark side. He said, when you're that in tune with the Force, death is not a problem.
I mean,
You know what I'm talking about?
death is the beginning.
No, he was basically saying if you're that in tune with the Force, you can bring yourself back.
What movie was that, by the way? Death is just the beginning. I can't remember where that's from.
I don't remember where that's from either.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That-
But you remember it somewhere, right? It was
Yeah.
from something, right?
But I remember that. Like, if you're that in tune with the Force, you can come back. Like, Jedi Masters choose not to come back. But if you're on the dark side, you can bring yourself back with the Force. I remember that.
But in a matter of fact, you're right. Oh, then that answers
How
Michael's.
came back in episode 9, right?
Yeah, but he didn't turn into dust. He
I was
just
thinking that
fell
too.
he just fell just with Darth Vader the same way. So they both fell at the same time.
Oh, and key back Michael's request. Since all of them fell, I guess Mace Windu can come back because he fell, right? All right.
Thank you.
And that's the thing, and that's the problem with series like that where you create these rules. It's like world building. When you create a world, there has to be rules. Every world has rules, even if they're far-fetched. Like Matrix. The rule is gravity's not a problem as long as you're in this side of whatever. But when you're in the Matrix, gravity's a problem. And as long as you stick to that, but see, when they try to go around that just to keep favorite people alive, like The Walking Dead, it's like they just come up with excuses to keep people again and again and again. Then you lose fans.
Yeah.
Like we were upset when Yoda died, but it was impactful, and we love it, and he's part of the history of the thing, and that's great. I mean, if they're going to bring anybody back, they need to bring back Darth Maul because he died too quick.
Yeah, he did.
Only thing is with Mace Windu, I don't know if Homeboy want to come back and physically go through that. I mean, he's like 72, right? Or is it just late 60s?
I think late 60s.
Yeah, so I mean, they're running out of time.
No, because
if they can CGI Luke the way they did, they could CGI Sam.
Yeah.
That is true.
Good
point.
70?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But he been doing the Hitman's Bodyguard multiple times, and he been moving like he's 20.
Well, that was like 10 years ago.
No, even with the sequel.
I'm just saying.
Stupid.
Shoot.
He might be inspired by Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe came back and did all his stunts, allegedly. So,
Right. Tom Cruise, even though he's not as old, but he is up there. His body got to be hurting after every... Gotta be. Paper Tigers, man. That movie... got
Fight to the pain. Okay, so Corey, you had something delivered to your house?
How did you know that? Yes, I did.
Do you want to show us?
You want me to open my package?
Yes, you can do it live.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Michael, do you have yours?
Hold on. Let me use the force.
That was awesome. I love it.
When we say we're funny and weird, we're literally funny and weird audience, and this is what you get.
This reminds me of like me and my homeboys when we just chill. It's just a bunch of black nerds just being goofy, and I love it. So I feel right at home.
Awesome.
Oh my God. I can't.
It's upstairs. You didn't tell me to be ready for the show.
It's okay.
Okay.
So, Mike, Corey, you have it?
Yes.
You opened it?
Not yet. There is a lot of tape on this.
I bet you a 4-year-old probably taped it.
Probably.
Probably somebody not too bright.
Like, I'm going to double tape everything. And to be honest with you, I didn't do it.
So question, while Corey's doing that, Willie, you're working on Topps cards? What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again?
I said you're working on Topps cards or something?
Oh yeah, I did some cards for professional wrestlers.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I got this. I actually did those last year. They just started coming out this year, I think.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, we could barely hear you saying anything as we congratulate you because
Corey's
Corey's loud as hell. With
the... Exactly.
I was trying to talk in between the...
I have a good microphone, so sorry.
It's a very good microphone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunity by the package.
Oh, that's That's
Oh wow.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Willie.
So Willie, so
This
now you
is
know. Wait, Will, where do you
awesome.
live?
What's that?
Where do you live?
I live in Savannah, Georgia.
All right, so we gotta get you to come up here and sign these in the studio.
This is amazing, bro. Thank you.
No problem, man.
That's
Thank you very
that's
much. So put that on your calendar that you got to come through.
Okay, where are y'all at again? Or are y'all all spread out?
We're all spread out. So
Spread out,
oh
but we
Okay.
normally
well, figure it out. Will.
no. Well, we
Right, so I'll
normally be
just
in
hit you all
Brooklyn, in New
individually.
York.
So
I'll
and
make a
everybody,
round trip of it
Willie,
all.
tell everybody your social media and your website. Like, how could people support your artwork and submissions and stuff like that?
I'm mainly active on Instagram. So if you go on Instagram, suicidal_assassin, just hit me up there. Follow, DM me, and if you want a drawing done or you want to buy some art, I do just about everything through Instagram. So that's the best way to reach me.
All right. And I put some of your stuff on our story. So if you're watching this live, if you can't find them, you could just go to our stories and you could check them out. So that's a fast way to check it. And what I'll do is I'll keep doing that for the week, so that way it's easy for people to find you as well and to support what you're doing, because we gotta support people that have their own vibe. One thing I do like about your drawings and stuff is you have a vibe, and a lot of people don't. They kind of just copy what other people are doing. In fact, we spoke about, even before we started the show, we spoke about that as a visual artist, and also a lyricist. You're a rapper as well. How do you feel about people that just kind of copy people's vibes versus trying to create their own thing?
That's that hits me hard because my father is a band director. Like, he taught music, so, and my mom is a director. So I grew up with two musicians.
Your mom is what?
Like, in my house, a choir director,
Okay.
and she plays piano. My dad they both went to school for music, so they're both music majors.
Mm-hmm.
And my childhood consisted of being around either marching band and concert band practice or choir practice.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of the things like my dad always told me when we were kids, like I remember wanting to dress a certain way, like most of the other students in my class, and my dad was like, "Why are you wearing that?" And I was like, "Because everybody else is wearing it." And he was like, "Why though?" And like, he sat me down, was like, "Seriously, answer me the question, why do you want to be like everybody else?" And I couldn't answer him. And ever since then, like, I've taken that into like my adulthood. Even with my art, I will study somebody else, but then I will find a way to put my own twist on it and make it my own thing. So when I see somebody else, whether it's with art, whether it's with music or any genre, if I see that you're just kind of copying and pasting and not really trying to put your own stamp on it, then I don't know, like it messes with me a little bit, because you got to think like of as far as like longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to music, you were talking about sampling earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have this conversation a lot with people. If we're constantly sampling stuff, what will people be sampling in like 50 years if nothing new is being made? Like, someone has to sit down and say, "Hey, I'm going to make something new." And whether it gets heard by a lot of people or whether it doesn't, I've at least made something new. And who knows, maybe years from now, somebody else will hear it and be like, "Oh, wow, here's this great thing," I think you gotta strive to just make something new and different, and not try to just jump on a bandwagon and follow everybody else. Like my favorite time of hip hop music, I kind of got into it around the mid to late '90s, and I think we were kind of talking about this earlier. But like almost everybody, not everybody, but almost everybody kind of had their own sound,
Right.
Like if you heard Busta, you knew it was Busta. If you heard Nas, you knew it was Nas,
Right.
And everybody sounded like themselves. And not only that, but their names also were different. There was no a bunch of the babies and all that,
Right.
Everybody had their own different name. Like everyone had their own lane, And I kind of miss that. Not saying that it's not in music today, because it is. Because I think Corey was saying it earlier. Like there is a lot of good stuff underground. You just have to dig for it now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time when you could turn on the radio and you can hear Busta and Method, and they did not sound the same at all.
No, and you were grooving, oh, here's a hit song here. But what's interesting too? I just thought about it as you were saying that, Corey. There's a difference. I guess what earlier in the conversation, what I was trying to say, there's a difference between a good song and a hit song. Then there might not necessarily be the same thing. A hit song is based on the machine being behind it and playing it until people like it. But that might necessarily be a good song. While a good song, 15 years later, you're like, yo, when that song comes on again. While as time goes, 5 months later, I don't want to hear that. I heard it already.
Right.
And I think right now, because of just how things are, not only there's no respect towards music, because it's so fast food, and they called it fast food for years, but now it's such it's just trash. It's just trash. And, I don't know. I don't see it getting any better before it gets a little worse. Hopefully it just crashes where people are starving for something fresh and new and have some sort of body to it, that everything would change.
I think we're on the cusp of that change. I think with EDM dominating every genre, there are a lot of people who are actually still using instruments and doing their own thing. So, yeah, I understand the whole, how can you just go into GarageBand and make a song by clicking this and making sure everything's quantized and on beat because they don't have the skill. Sometimes those songs are like the greatest song you'll ever hear. Like this one person had this dream. He didn't have to play the instrument, but he knew what he wanted to, or she wanted to hear, and the program helped them do that. So I think we will get back into original music and people put on YouTube.
Yeah, I think for at least from my perception of it and the way I look at it, it's not really about the tool. Unless the tool is doing it for you, I have an issue with that. But I mean, whether you know how to play Bach or you know how to play 3 notes, to me that doesn't move me or not. But it's just, can you tell a story? Can you boy meets girl meets boy, or girl meets girl meets girl, or whatever it is? But can you tell a story, and can you do it in an original way? 2 people falling in love or 5 people falling in love, that ain't nothing new. They say that there's only like 7 stories you could ever tell. Some people say there are only 4 stories you could ever tell. And everything is some sort of version of that. But just do it in your own way. Like I said, Remember the Time is such a great song. I don't know anyone on the planet could say that's a whack song, even if you don't like R&B. So I think a good song is a good song. Whether it's a hit or not, that's a whole nother conversation. And I do see that, I don't know if you guys remember when we first started, at least this version of the show, we were talking how bad like TV was, and there's nothing to watch, and this and that. And we've seen over the last couple of years, now there's like several things you could watch. So the storytelling when it comes to series and movies has gotten better. It's gotten so much better. They're really talented writers out there, and their stories are being told. So I'm hoping some of that energy dips into the visual arts, and I'm hoping some of that dips into music, because every other form of the arts is really suffering right now, in my opinion, as far as what's put out by the machine in the mainstream. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys feel the same vibe that, like, you've seen like the growth of movies and series as being better.
I feel like, yes, everyone's tired of the machine. And that was my point as well, is that there is still good content. And I think the machine is changing to let these smaller people, individual people, show their work. And we're getting more of that indie, the off-brand, off-machine work, and we're loving it. And now the machine is trying to change. And like, okay, let's just make money off of this, and we'll get to that point where everything's going to be fresh and original again, because it comes in waves. It's original, fads, and then it's more originality, and then it's more fads. We're in the phase. We're transitioning over into original.
I feel like I agree with what Corey said, because he said like he feels like we're on the cusp of that, and I have to agree too. Like when I'm not drawing, like my day job, I'm a waiter, and I work with a lot of younger people. I'm 38. A lot of my coworkers like in their early 20s, and I've seen it go from them coming in and just singing, the most basic song that you might hear on the radio. And I mean, say what you want about, I personally do like Silk Sonic, but say what you want about them. When I'm hearing young kids coming in and singing that, a song that actually has, some instruments on it and not just, a keyboard beat. It's like, this may be their first time hearing a song with actual instruments,
Right.
And maybe that's going to broaden them to start looking into other things, And that's really all I can ask for. It's like, I just want something else out there so that the younger kids know like there's more to it than just this basic stuff that we've been hearing the last few years. But you can still have the basics. Just have something else to counter it.
Right.
Give me some balance.
I hear that. All right. Well, listen, man, you definitely created some balance in this show. We really appreciate you, Willie, coming on the show. Please tell everybody your full name, your IG. And again, thank you for sharing your perspective, your knowledge, and having a good time with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it too. Did you need me to give my stuff again?
Yeah. Please do.
No, you're good. Full name is Willie James Smith II. Instagram is suicidal_assassin. And on Twitter, you can just type Willie J. Smith and the 2 I's for the second, and you'll find me on there.
I also just want to say congratulations on the top cards deal with the WWE cards that you have going on.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Cora, give your social media, and Dayveonne, give your social media.
You can find me, Corey Davis, at IamGT3 on all of the things. And I want you to sign this poster, man. This is amazing.
Dayveonne?
I'm glad y'all liked it, man, because I drew it. I was like, I hope I'm getting everybody's likeness correct, man. Like, that's always my concern.
And Dayveonne Bussey on Instagram, Facebook, and that's it.
Cool. Michael7Michael on IG. You're watching GEEKCASTER. Thank you so much for watching us on cable. If you're watching us on IG, we appreciate you as well. Go to GeekCaster.com. Everything geek culture. And we're going to keep bringing it to you. Other topics, geek perspectives. And we thank you. And we're out skier.
Yeah.